In one of the caves, an ascetic, the teacher of humanity, Bhagavan, sat in the lotus position. Beside him stood food he had not touched for 40 days, and the disciples who came to him along the narrow mountain path looked at him with concern.
Why had he not eaten for so long? Had he died? Or perhaps he had not yet returned from the realm of Samadhi.
His body remained seated in the cave, but his spirit soared through invisible and wondrous worlds, where he saw extraordinary beings, winged lions, 12-headed serpents, and 6 winged angels. Colorful spirals of intertwined energy swirled around him, and enormous multicolored spheres drifted apart and then merged with one another. Then he returned to his body. The dark cave seemed to glow with a subtle light. An unknown voice whispered to him,
"Now you can do anything. Fly, pass through walls, materialize objects."
Bhagavan focused his mind, rose above the ground with his palms joined together, and materialized a crystal.
No, this is not why I practice yoga. I seek to attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, complete and final liberation from this piece of flesh that I consider to be myself. Earthworms and moles move through the earth, flies can fly, and water striders can walk upon water. And our women materialize not stones but whole human beings through pregnancy and childbirth. I seek enlightenment. I want to transform from a pitiful tiny creature, a speck of dust in this infinite universe, and become one with God, dissolving in Him like a drop in the ocean. For the true miracle is not when we fly like flies, but when the ignorant become wise, when the spirit imprisoned in the cage of the body becomes infinity, when consciousness, which believes I am the body, I am the name, I am a human being, expands and becomes the universe, becomes the absolute, and attains nirvana.
With this realization, he again entered meditation in order to reach his goal. Entering Samadhi, he beheld astonishing worlds and universes, but he remembered what the great teacher El Morya had once told him.
Remember in a dream that you are dreaming, and in the morning you will awaken. In waking life, remember that this too is a dream, and death is awakening.
He began to gaze with detachment at the strange flashes of light, at the enormous glowing clouds and the sparkling stars, at the fearsome fire-breathing dragons flying past him, their massive wings beating loudly through the air. None of these visions affected him anymore. He found himself in the great silence, filled with grace and light pouring from nowhere. It was the realm of nirvana, and he felt himself beginning to dissolve into it. Suddenly, in a single moment, he became the entire universe, all galaxies, all stars and planets, all living beings. He saw the world through myriad eyes, heard it through countless ears, and acted through innumerable hands and limbs. He was everything and nothing at the same time. He felt everything that all beings perceive and experience, yet remained detached from it. He was the Absolute. He was God. But Then he returned to his body and felt how small and insignificant this flesh and personality truly were. It felt cramped, like being trapped inside a stone coffin. All meaning seemed to vanish within this meager limitation called human life. Inside this stifling body, he felt like Christ on the cross, nailed to the chains of matter. He sensed his body and personality as a tomb in which his spirit had been buried. And he wanted only one thing: to die, in order to return to that great state he had experienced in nirvana samadhi. He decided to continue fasting until death itself so that he could quietly depart into eternity in prayer. It was already the 40th day of his fast. His strength was slowly leaving him, and he barely felt his body anymore. Bright visions of otherworldly realms appeared to him in meditation. As usual, in the morning his disciples came to meditate with him, sitting in a semicircle around their master.
I am leaving this world. I am departing into nirvana. I have attained everything. I have become enlightened. I have seen life as it truly is. Here we live inside the cages of our bodies, bound by our worldly beliefs, acting as slaves to instincts and desires implanted in us by nature, like machines carrying out the social program instilled in us during childhood. We are blind and spiritually dead. We are limited and insignificant. But in attaining nirvana, I have become the entire universe. I have entered a state of infinite bliss and absolute freedom from form, time, and space. Do not be deceived by this pitiful body, by your small personality, by this gray and meager world. Then you will overcome the wheel of birth and death. You will break free from the cage of your body and become a free spirit, dissolved in God, becoming Him and the entire universe. Do not be concerned with your little self. You cannot even imagine who you truly are.
After finishing his sermon, Bhagavan returned to meditation, slowly preparing to depart into eternity. Some of the disciples remained with him, choosing to fast until death and depart this world in prayer. Others, not yet completely free from attachment to themselves and the world, decided to go out into the world and share the great knowledge they had received from their teacher. Night fell, and the first stars appeared in the sky. The master still sat in the lotus position, waiting for the end of his life on earth. His entire life slowly passed before his mind. He saw scenes from his past, from this life, and from others. He saw himself as a small boy sitting quietly on the couch, watching his grandmother pray before an icon in the corner near the window.
Grandma, what are you doing?
I'm praying, my dear. I'm speaking with God, the creator of our universe. He loves us very much, and He wants us to love Him. And when you pray, if grace arises in your heart, it means you have felt the Lord's love for you. It means God is speaking to you in the language of your heart.
The boy knelt down and began to pray to God for the first time in his life.
Lord, I love you so much. I want to be with you always.
As he opened his heart and surrendered himself, grace began to grow within him, and he was filled to the brim with God's love. He could say no more. Overflowing with grace, he he silently wept. He wept with joy, having once again felt the love of his father, having once again opened himself to receive his love in the endless cycle of rebirth. Grandma prayed in the morning and in the evening, but never went to church, so as not to stand there among grumbling old women and hypocritical priests with sneakers and jeans sticking out from beneath their cassocks. She prayed to God in the temple of her heart, which was purer than the gilded and glittering churches made by human hands. He also remembered his grandfather. His awareness was directed in 3 directions at once: toward God, inward toward himself, and outward toward the world. This great practice allowed him to expand his consciousness. Grandfather taught his little grandson to play on an old piano.
Look, the piano has 7 full octaves. These are the 7 worlds, our world and 6 subtle ones. And at the end of the keyboard, there is the C note of the 8th octave. That is the absolute. And in the lower register, there is an unfinished octave of 3 notes, the lower unfinished world. Thus, in the structure of the piano, the ancient sages encoded the laws of the entire cosmos.
The grandson listened with great interest to everything his grandfather taught him, and soon he learned to play the magical music of the celestial spheres, where each note carried its own meaning. Many more memories passed through Bhagavan's mind. Death was slowly approaching him. His breathing became shallower, and his heartbeat slowed with every passing minute. Then suddenly, as if lightning split the sky, he saw before him 1,000 faces: Buddha, Krishna, Allah, Jehovah, Shiva, Zervan, and millions of other forms of the one God. And he understood that the Lord himself had come to him.
My son, you have reached nirvana, but I am preparing a different task for you. Go and teach people the great truth that you yourself have realized, and after passing on your knowledge to them, return to me. Return to me.
Bhagavan sat stunned by what had happened. But recognizing the will of God, he bowed to the ground and said,
Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done.
Rising from his bow, he gained complete determination to fulfill the command of the Father of the universe. Gathering his disciples, he proclaimed to them the divine command.
How shall we awaken people from the darkness of ignorance?
The luminous egregore of the circle of the priests of Kailash will help us in this. An egregore is a being of the subtle world. Some are like angels, while others are like demons. They carry great or destructive ideas within them. And when people connect to these egregores and give them their love and devotion, the egregore helps them walk its path and realize its ideas. And in our age, when the earth is gradually becoming one unified world, the egregore of the circle of the priests of Kailash has begun to manifest in order to bring to earth a new, and at the same time the most ancient, religion, the teaching from which all other religions originated. The Lord of the circle of the priests of Kailash, Rigden Jalpo, has initiated me so that I may physically embody this egregore on earth, which will spread its teaching throughout the world, bringing happiness and prosperity. But this task will not be easy, for many dark demons do not wish the earth to be cleansed of evil. We will encounter their desperate resistance. These demons may appear in the form of priests, party officials, government authorities, murderers, and bandits. but we must steadfastly bring light, joy, and happiness to all the people of the earth, carrying the great knowledge into lost human souls. And then, in the new millennium, an era of happiness and prosperity will come to the earth.
What must be done to accomplish this task?
To do this, you must connect to the egregore of the circle of the priests of Kailash by chanting the mantra Ahashambhu Itahachum with devotion and self-surrender. If you tune yourself correctly, grace, joy, happiness, and power will fill your being, and then any task in this life will be within your reach, as long as you carry it out for the glory of the great work of the circle of the priests of Kailash in this world. May my blessing be with you. A spark of starlight lives within each of us. Do you feel it? I know you are a bright soul because an ember of Sirius lives in your heart. You are not alone in this world. Find my disciples in your city. Click the link in the description and join us.
In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.